All right, we got this tower here that went off about 8 o'clock last night. The tower one is up on the game room. I don't know if you can see it, this standing down here, but it's up there where that flag is going, somewhere around in that area. But and this dish here is the one that's receiving it, which shows online, but the AP up here shows offline, and the dish on the other side that sends out the tower 3 down there is offline. It's like this dish here has power to 24 volts, but it's not transferring the data. So I'm thinking it's probably the cable, or the ends are, for whatever reason, it's not making good connection. But I do believe this is wire off of that 1,000-foot roll that I've had issues in the past, and this one possibly just finally gave up the ghost and given trouble. So we're going to plug in the PoE with the laptop that's feeding this receiver and see if we can get internet, because it goes from that radio to a switch. It goes from that that dish to a PoE, which gives it power, and then on the other side, on the LAN side, it goes to a switch. But we will see where the internet stops, if we can even get internet, after I figure out which key I need. That's why I'm changing these boxes, so I can have 2 keys and open up any of these boxes. So let's see where the internet stops. All right, here we go. The 501 is the one that's coming in. I mean, it can be the switch, the PoE may be good, and the wire going up there may be good, but if the switch is bad, then that will make everything downstream be offline. So let's take this blue wire and see if we get internet out of it, because I hate to climb up there and change a wire today. I'd rather just change a switch. All right, we got the laptop plugged into the PoE that's feeding the receiver. So let's see what we get. So we do this with one hand. Oh, let me. Hopefully you can see that, because out here in the sun I can hardly see anything. Yeah, we're getting the speed to this tower, more than enough. So it may be the switch. We're getting to full speed. So let's check the switch. Maybe it's just got corrosion in there. Maybe over time, just not making connection. Maybe I have to just unplug it and clean it and plug it back in. God, that would make my day. Well, I took the all the RJ45s, unplugged them and plugged them back in, looked in there and see if they're clean or corrosion or anything. I didn't see nothing. But I looked at the indicators and there's no lights whatsoever, not even the power light. So I'm going to check the voltage on the power supply for the switch and see if is it power supply or is it the switch problem. Hopefully it's the power supply, because I think I got a router actually in the car that has a power supply for 5 volts as well, so I don't have to go get a switch because I don't have one. But if nothing else, I could take one of my little routers that I have in there and mount it in here and use it as a switch. But I have to drive an hour round trip to go get one of these little bad boys. I don't think I got any. I try to keep everything internet wise away from the RV, so when I go to the RV, it'll be an RV, relaxing vehicle. So nothing related to internet except the internet that I'm using. Try to get it all the way from there, clean it out, be able to do all the repairs, and be able to, when I go there, don't worry about nothing but what's on TV and drink some coffee and what's on the grill. So let's check the power on here. Well, this is supposed to be 5 volts. So I got the common on it. Now I'm going to take the positive, try to get this in here, stick this in here like that. Got the positive. Do we get 5 volts? Yes, we do. So I'm going to plug it back into the switch and see if it lights up. If don't, then it's the switch that finally gave up the ghost. It's the first one, I do believe, of these that quit. So if it's been going in and out, then it would give trouble with the one I got feeding right there from here, which they buried part of it, so which I need to dig back up and actually rebury it to that RV. And that's probably the reason why I got it ran straight, is because the wireless one there, they had trouble, which it could have been just this switch cutting in and out and not letting traffic go through. And I've been having problems on tower number 3 of the same thing, just automatically just drops from here. So it just may be this switch that's been going out periodically for the last couple months. But by the time I always got here, it was always back online, so I couldn't tell where the internet started and stopped. So let's see what we can do to get this back up temporarily until I get a switch here. Well, after I got it out of there, I really looked in it and see if I see anything. I see nothing. It's just as clean as can be in there, but that electronic circuit board burn, you smell up in these ports here, you can smell it. It's fried, definitely. That's one smell you'll never forget if you mess with electronics. When something burns, you'll never forget that smell. So we're going to see if we can plug in this router here and plug it in and see if everything comes back online. I can't remember if I set a static IP on these, on the Omni up there and the AP that goes out to the 3rd tower. I can't remember if I did or not. I don't think I did, because it's like 1010.2, 0.58. I would never set it at 0.58. It would be somewhere within the first 10. So I think it's on DHCP, get whatever IP it gets from whatever router. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to plug it in and see if it comes back online. And see if I can get that router in here and close it up and come back with another one of them switches, because I got to go to the studio and broadcast live tonight, and I can bring one back because I'll be at my RV pretty much all week. So let's see if we can cross all 12 fingers and get this to work. Okay, we got it plugged in and we got all green lights, means it's transmitting Wi-Fi and it's got internet. So let's look at see if it all came back online, and that will fit in the box with no problem. So this will get me by until I bring one. Okay, we got the Omni up there to come up, and I see that the IP address is way up there, like 50 something, but the transmitter, the AP that goes out there, is set like 10, 10, 5, 6, which 6, there's a good chance that I actually set that at a static IP, and it's one of these two, and I'm taking a guess it's this one since it's the black one. And actually I got a number written on it, 241. I'll look and see if that's the actually number of the AP. If it is, then I can log into it with the laptop and set it to static, DHCP, so it will get an IP from here. And this will temporarily hold this and keep it going. So let me log into that, which is this one right here. And see if unplug it from here and plug the laptop into it and see if I can log into the device by that default IP. I put a new end on there and it still gave me no access. It just said cable unplugged. It means it's not able to try to find anything. And I said maybe it's the PoE. So I took these two wires, which is working, unplugged the one that goes to the switch, plugged the laptop one into here, and I started getting access to here. I said, okay, this PoE works, which I knew it was because that radio is actually online. So I took this radio, plugged it in here, took this cord and plugged it in here, and still the same thing as I was getting over here. So it's not the PoE, because if it was, I would start getting access to it. So I put this back, and now I got this plugged back in the one I'm working on. I put a new end on it, and it's still nothing. And I don't know if my ladder will get me up high enough to work on that dish that's to the left over there, which is, I can't see with the freaking sun in my eyes. Good Lord. You see the dish sticking out to the left. I don't know if, because it's a 20-footer, I don't know if that's going to reach or not. We're going to find out. Put it up there and see how far it will reach. Good enough to run another cord. I'm not going to fiddle around with the cord that's there. I'm just going to, and since the straps are broken, it might be flapping in the wind and messed up, so I'm going to see if I can get up there good enough to reach to plug in another one and see if that will actually fix the problem. Just now I'm going to take the other wire down. I'm going to leave it up there since it's strapped. I can use that to hold up this wire and then come back when it's cooler in the morning and actually work on this. But I just want to get everybody down there. It's only like 3 people on it down there, but they're there, so I want them to have internet. So let's see if my ladder will even get me there. Well, I got the ladder up there. I got me a strap down here to keep it from kind of bowing in and out and swaying, because there's no hooks or anything that is designed on the ladder to put it up on a pole to keep it from sliding right or left. I'm going to see if I can come up with a way to something that I can use to get on a pole that will make it stationary. Maybe something I can clamp on the top that will be like 2 forks, one on the right, one on the left, that will stick out, that will keep it from sliding back and forth. See if what I can design. But for right now, I'm going to take this strap and go up there and actually put that around the top step and around the pole. But to save me time of going up and down, I'm going to go ahead and take this cable and put it on the ground, put an end on it, and carry it up with me on the first trip up and plug it in and then come down, and that should be the only trip I need to make up. Go up, strap myself off of the ladder itself, plug this in, wrap it around up there so it'll actually hold itself. Take a zip tie with me to zip it to something. Carry that up with me, carry very little of anything up. I don't even need my keys, I'm gonna put them in here. And drink a little coffee before I go up. Let's go ahead and put an end on this cable. Go up, plug it in, come down and see if that's it. And if it's reset itself, then I should log into the default 192.168.120 if it's reset itself. But if it's the radio itself that's gone out, then I'm really going to have fun changing the radio. God, I hope it ain't the radio, because I should be able to just order another horn, because I don't think I got another 2.4. That's what I got up there. If I don't, I think I got some 5s, and it might fit that dish. I don't know. I would hope it would, but we'll tackle that when it gets to that point. Because I used to use their 24-foot ladder they had at office. Since they changed owners, I don't know if it's still there or not, or if I have access to it at all. So let's try this and see if this works. See if it's the wire. I used to have with me 125 foot that I had on that 200-foot tower. up there, but I don't have it in the truck anymore or the vehicle anymore, so I can't just use temporary. So I'm just going to make one. Plus this is going to tell me if it's the wire, and plus if I replace the wire, as old as this is, it's really not going to hurt anything. It's about time to replace the wires anyway, as old as this is. It's 4 or 5 years old. See if this solves my problem by just changing the wire. God, I hope so. Alright, getting ready to go up. Got the wire ready. Got my good old side cutters, just in case that cap does not want to come off of that radio, so I have access. Alright. The only thing I don't like is the way these ladders actually bow, but that's one thing. I got so much tension on it, but I'm thinking about bringing it in that way, but then I'll have to start leaning backwards because I don't have enough lean forward to keep it. So let's go up there and strap it off, plug in a new wire, and see where I go from there. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to get another ladder because that thing is just, with the pole is just bouncing like crazy, and it's not good to go up there. I may have to get that ladder back and see if they have it, but this one's just too bouncy, and it's mainly because of the pole itself. Because I've had it extended all the way and getting on top of a building, I had no problem, but the building wasn't moving. This pole is. I might have to rent a bucket if they don't have the ladder up there. I'm gonna put all this back in there and see if they do have it up there. If they do, I'll bring it down here and see if I can get up there. Because it's a little bit longer. And I can strap it off in different places. This one here, ladder is not good to strap this off because it's not as strong as regular ladders. It's good to get up on there without having to strap it off if you're on a building, but not on a pole that sways. And plus, the ladder that I'll be putting up there, if I can get a hold of it, it extends beyond the last step like 6-8 inches. So if the ladder goes this way or this way, it's going to actually hit the pole, so it keep it from sliding. There is nothing, no safety in place up there at all. So I'm not going to take the chance because that thing was just swaying too much. Something else I like about this ladder, not only has pegs like sticking up beyond the top step, it has the channels on each step, which advantage because you can actually put your strap through it. If you wrap it around here as you go up and the ladder is actually moving, it can work itself up and get loose. But if you have it here, the tension's going to stay. Now if the ladder moves in a little bit as you step, the tension removes a little bit, but then it's going to come back. As I go up, tension will move, but it will come back. Pull a couple more clicks on that to get a little bit tighter. Take the feet and push them down in the ground a little bit as it's already started. Get that nice and solid where it stops, and then tighten that up to it, 1 or 2 clicks beyond it. And then I put my strap up there. First thing is safety. If I don't feel safe, I ain't going up nowhere. All right, we got this strapped. Yeah, it's a little ways down. I mean, even this ladder, tall as it is, it bows as well, but it just, if it slides, this plank here will hit and keep it from going to the right and left. At least increase the chances of it not moving all the way off. But let's get up here and change this wire. All right, we're found a little hook here with some wire on it, so we're going to use it as a like an anchor, so I don't have to keep holding on to it, so I can actually plug it into here. And God, I hope that's the problem, because the radio that it's sent to is down there on that building. If you see that power pole with the light on it in the middle, then you see another one to the left with a, we'll look between the two and you'll see a building down there. Right in the peak of it, you see the other dish with the Omni on top of it. That's where it's pointing to. So let's see if we can get this up and running. It's hot up here. It's a nice breeze, but it's still hot. All right, found another anchor there. Had a piece of wire, tied it to it. It's up there. It has that little slack in it. Now it's time to take this ratchet off and get on down and see if I can actually have access to this. Well, I'm not going to take it down quite yet because it's still not 100% proof that it is the wire. So I may have to take the horn out of it so I can test it, see if that's the problem. If it is, replace it. So let's get down there and plug this in and see what we get, if anything. All right, it's time to get this wire in there and get an end on it and see if it's actually gonna get in there and work. Take this one out because this one is not working. Well, didn't make a difference of putting a new end on it. It can be as simple as the other end, but I'm not going to sit there and try to put a connector up there and all that. So let's put an all new cable. All right, even after replacing the wire, I still have nothing. It says it's unplugged, means it's not detecting anything on the other end. I'm going up, take out the horn, and see if I can smell burnt circuit. If it is, then I'm going to have to replace it. And plug it in, program it, and all that good stuff. Get back up there and get that horn. That's gonna be fun. Well, after I do all the testing, it looks like the lightning storm took out the horn. It don't smell burnt, but I plugged it in and no lights on the side. But I'm gonna take it back to RV so I can really see and see if the lights are dim, see if I can do a reset or anything and get it to come back to life. But possibly the lightning struck the pole, whatever, and took out this and the switch. So we'll see. All right, out in the sun, you really can't tell if the lights are on or not, because sometimes they get weaker and you can't see it. So I brought it back to the RV to see if it will actually do anything. Now, since I got less light outside and so I can see, so let's plug this in and see. Actually, I got some kind of lights. So let's see if we can log into it. Well, that's all I get is that light, and it still says not connected on the laptop, so it's not communicating. So we're going to see if we can do a reset. Alright, we've done a reset and all the lights came up here, the yellow, green, and the red and all, just like it normally does when you do a reset, with the reset button right there. So now we're going to see if we can get access to it by any chance. Well, after I push the reset button 4 times, all I get is all lights light up, the green, the yellow, and the red. They flash once or twice, then it goes back to the power light. That's it. I took the power off of it, unplugged it, let it sit 5 minutes, plugged it in, power light. Then I push the reset button again and I get exactly the same thing. And the computer keeps saying the cord is not plugged in, means it's not communicating with anything. And I know the cord works and I know the computer's fine because I can plug it in another internet connection, and it works. The only thing that don't is the horn. And I think I got another one actually in the studio that I can actually program, but I don't remember what the SSID and the password I used. And this is the AP. I could go look in the CPE, the point-to-point receiver, and get that information and program the new horn so it will reconnect when I plug it all in. And I probably will take the old wires down and strap on some new ones. I got new clamps that I can use instead of just zip ties with eye hooks in it. This actually is cable with a screw in it. More durable, and it'll stay there for years. So it is what it is. And while I'm up there, I may go ahead and replace the other two wires, since I'm there and they are so old and no more than it would take to actually replace them. But thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing and sharing and all that good stuff. It really helps the channel. And I will see you in the next video. It's hot outside. I'm going to cool off for a while.